Everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to check out the 1967 Albanian SKS that I got from Mokas. Same box, looks exactly the same as the other one, but I was very curious to see what a 1967 production looks like. Just real quick before we get off into it, if you guys didn't see the unboxing of my 1971, make sure you check out the card in the top right. That's where I unboxed the 1970 model Albanian SKS from Mokas. This is a 1967 today. This is first year production. I did pay quite a bit more. Well, not quite a bit more. I paid about $100 more for this one. If I can remember, I'll insert the price in the top left that I paid for it. But without further ado, I know you guys are probably itching to see what this thing looks like. I know I am. And I'm hoping that it's just as nice, if not nicer, than that 1970 model. I'm expecting to probably encounter a whole bunch of packing peanuts just like before. That's probably gonna be the case, but it is what it is. I'd rather gun be protected than not protected. So let's, oh yes, you guys can already see it. Well, I'm just gonna take this off camera and dump all these peanuts on the floor and get them out of the way, just because they're such a pain in the tail. Really wish they would pack them a different way, but beggars can't be choosers. I guess if they're going to be the ones to import the rifles and get the rifles in, I guess they can pack them however they please. Okay. Alright. Let's get this tape cut off of here. Once I figure out where to cut. Maybe. It's wrapped up just like before. Multiple layers of tape. And of course this foam wrapping. Maybe that's enough cuts. No, it's not. There's another piece of tape. There we go. Now we'll see if I can get into it. Maybe. Ooh, wow. This is decidedly different. Kind of nasty. Get that off the table. Okay. Let's try to take a little bit closer look at this one. Right off the bat, it's got some kind of weird, yep, it feels like tar. Honestly, guys, it's kind of reminiscent of some of the stuff that came out of Ethiopia. Kind of wonder about that. Maybe there were some goats bouncing around on top of it. Now, I did not have the option of doing a hand select on this one for matching numbers. So I don't anticipate it being entirely numbers matching. However, if it is, that's a huge plus. Let's check it out. So this is a 0660-67 because the -67 is part of the serial number. And it's been restocked, that's for sure. Butt plate looks good. Nothing in there. There's a 0660 on the bolt, so at least the bolt carrier and receiver match. Let's check out the sight. It's a 0660. I'll show you, just kind of general condition. Looks like we do have a little bit of rust, some slight pitting going on right there on the tip of the barrel. Maybe a little bit of rust right there under that sling loop in front of that gas tube. Just some, that looks like a bunch of gunk. I'm not sure. But you see that spot on the receiver there, or on the receiver cover, or top cover. Well, there is a crack there in that upper handguard. Now once again, this is a first year production. I expected the first year production to look worse, to have more wear, and it looks like that is entirely the case. You guys will see there, those numbers are 07559, so those are That trigger guard and mag housing are not matching. However, if you notice this, at least the cleaning rod actually fits in there like it's supposed to, as opposed to the other one. So let's dig into it. Let's see what other numbers are matching. Man, this thing is really tight. There we go. Man, there's a lot of tension on that spring. Just inside that cover. A little bit of rust going on, but nothing terrible. Not like my Atlantic Farms Chinese SKS. Recoil spring looks okay. Nothing to write home about. Definitely needs some cleanup. Let's get this. Let's drop the mag and get this bolt out. Take a look at it. But before that, I'll show you the inside. It's just kind of gunked up. It looks like a bunch of cosmoline and maybe grease and maybe some rust. But the machining marks don't look terrible. Alright, let's set that down. Let's see if my bolt matches. So that is a 0660 bolt. It's got some rust and some gunk on it. Looks like it's got some mold in it. This thing's been sitting around a long time. But I think I can clean this up. I think I can polish this back out and make it look like a normal SKS carrier and bolt. Now the other thing I want to know is I want to know what it looks like under here. Well, actually before that, let's check and see if my bayonet will lock in like it's supposed to. Better than the previous one. Actually locks in correctly. You guys will notice some of the crudeness to the cutting of the wood here. A lot of people have stated that with the Albanian SKSs, just they're not really there in terms of quality, but they're pretty much a niche SKS. It's just different. Let's get this gas tube off. I want to see what it looks like underneath there, especially considering how this looks and how the tip of that barrel looks. Oh, first, sorry. Keep getting ahead of myself. Let's check that bore. Guys, off camera, the bore has good, strong rifling. Picture in the top left. Looks good to me. Let's see if I can get this gas tube off. This thing's always a pain on these SKSs. Oh, this one's moving a lot better. Well, let's get it back in there. Or not. Man, I think I moved it farther than what I meant to. Wow, that thing is really tight. There we go. So once again, as with the bolt, the way you guys can see it, it's kind of some mold going on right there, but it doesn't look terrible. Our gas piston has a little bit of rust. Looks like surface rust and mold, honestly. But it looks okay. I don't think there's anything that's going to be preventing it from being able to be fired once I get it good and cleaned up. And look at the barrel under that handguard. I mean, it looks really nice. Surprisingly, I guess because it wasn't exposed to the elements. Let's get this back on here because I don't want this spring and plunger shooting out and going across the kitchen. I don't need that happening. There we go. That went in a lot better than I had hoped for. Okay, got that back in there. But yes, so what matches? Stock does not match. Magazine, trigger guard do not match. But rear sight, receiver, bolt and carrier, as well as cover matches. So this one was definitely restocked at some point. I don't know the circumstances as to why, but it's pretty much mostly all numbers matching. So the bigger concern was obviously the bolt and carrier matching to the receiver. So that's I'm pleased about that. It could always be much worse. You could have something completely mismatched. But, you know, I've got no complaints from that perspective. But yes, it's nowhere near as nice as the 1967. So if you guys are watching this and Mokas still has some of these SKSs in stock, my recommendation to you would be to get either a 1970 or 71 or 78. Now that's only going off the assumption that my 1970 looks better than my 1967. That may or may not be the case. It's only a sample size of 2, so I don't really know. It's kind of hard to, you know, I don't have a crystal ball to tell you guys this, but you know, in terms of the stock, I don't see any cracks anywhere, which is that was the biggest area of concern. There's a small chip missing right here, but other than that, it looks good. So that's what it is. You guys may think I spent too much. That's fine. I've never owned an Albanian SKS, and I wanted 2 of them, so I got them. Like I said, Mokas at the time of this filming still has some in stock. Make sure you go check them out if you want to. They are by no means sponsoring this video. I wish they did. It would have made this a lot easier and not so expensive, but it is what it is. But of course, this one has the same import mark right there. As you guys can see, I'll put a picture in because you probably won't be able to see it because my camera stinks. But anyway, just wanted to share this with you guys, give you an idea of what you could expect on an older one versus a little bit mid-range production one. But as always, guys, thank you to my subscribers. Thank you guys for all your likes, your shares, your comments. It helps out more than you or I will ever know. Make sure you hit the bell notification. Anytime I can find stuff like this and get a video out quickly to let you guys know about it, I will. If I can't, due to the fact that I work 2 jobs, my apologies. I do the best I can with the time I have. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. And until next time, you guys have a great day.